Hey, hello, internet. I'm off to a slightly later start than usual today. I was doing like some setup stuff. Like I set up a separate Twitter feed so that I can post updates without spamming my main feed too much. And I was like trying to get up video uploads to YouTube, and it said it worked, although I haven't actually watched them on YouTube yet. So who knows? Maybe that'll be a thing in the near future. We'll see. Also, I retitled the name of the broadcast because I don't know. I think that gets included in the Twitter, whatever. So that seemed prudent, I guess. So right, yeah, yeah. So the name of the broadcast today is it mentions that we got multi-dash buttons and UI dragging working yesterday, which is pretty sweet. Actually, let's just take a quick look at those because, like I said, pretty sweet. The buttons just spawn in automatically once the game starts running. They just like start spawning in, but you can like drag them down, and when you put one down at the bottom, they get fed in from they all slide to the left, and so like if they're backstock of buttons, which there are currently because they just keep on spawning at a constant rate, then like as soon as it's a little hard to see because there's still no because all the little dots look the same. What's happening is actually this dot that we're dragging down to the bottom is disappearing, and then all the dots at the top are sliding in to fill in the empty space. I guess it's not a very strong visual effect when they're all just the same white circle. In the finished product, I think yesterday we figured out there's like 8 different kinds we can have. I mean, there will be 4 that come up most often, or 5, I guess, that come up most often. I still haven't figured out how potions work exactly. And then a few others that are extra special that only come up once, and so yeah. The last thing I did, the last thing I tried yesterday at the end of the stream was to actually get some differentiation on these like white circles so that so that the visual effect is a little more clear. And also, I mean, we have to start keeping track of like the different types of you know, buttons at some point. I just call these buttons, although I kind of mean that more in the sense that they're like buttons. They like find like unsewn from a shirt, like because I don't know, you can pick them up and move them around. So like they're kind of more like pogs, if anything. Uh, I'll probably just call them buttons because sometimes they stay in place and sometimes you click on them. Like once we fill in these like slightly ghostly circles on the bottom, then there would be an actual button there. And actually we can do that too. That was the last thing I was kind of thinking of at the end of the day yesterday. Right now, no matter what happens with when we drag a button to the bottom, the button just goes away. But I mean, hypothetically, the first several times you're doing that, or like, you know, before you drag a modifier onto the bottom bar, first you drag an ability down to the bottom bar, and the ability is also represented as a button at first. So, I mean, it continues to be represented as a button, but it starts as a button in the available row at the top of the screen. So, we're still not differentiating by type yet, but let's just say that like the first 3. Actually, I do kind of want to get differentiation working first because if we get differentiation working, then we can we don't have to do a hacky implementation for or like we don't have to do like half of an implementation for for adding buttons to the bottom bar, we can actually do like a semi-reasonable. We can do like a semi-realistic, like something more akin to what we'll want to make for the final project. So, it's MS Paint time. What was it? So okay, let's right now we just have one. I gotta clean that folder up. One button. We have one circle texture for all of our buttons. They all use the same one, and it's just a blank circle as we've seen. So icon.gif. I'm probably going to redo these assets in a more sophisticated image editing program, because I think right now I'm just using transparency for, or I'm using like, what is it, like black is transparent and white is opaque, but like if I use like, if I tried to put black text in the center, the text wouldn't come out black, it would just come out transparent. So I guess I'm just gonna go with like light orange for now, because orange is very bright, or orange is very readable, but it also actually before I do that, let's save yeah, I mean, let's start saving off our different assets. Let's save yeah, so file save as, we have the base icon. Let's say icon I guess we can start Nate. You know what, let's use the same okay, no, let's name them descriptively. We have like numbers to, we have like indexes for the different types of power ups and whatnots, the different types of buttons that we're using to refer to like keep track of button type, but we can just when we set up like our array of textures, we can have those match up. We can have them line up so that, for example, if you have like a button of type 0, then it's going to use the texture at index 0 of the array. So we can still name the icons descriptively. So what do we have? We have bomb, I guess is going to be one of them. We have okay, so bomb, I guess, is going to be one of them. I could just like put in text for starters, but I'm slightly tempted to just draw a little bomb icon. No, I should probably I have my tablet right here. And I love doodling in MS Paint. It's among my favorite things. Yeah. It's temp art time, featuring MS Paint and my little tablet. Alright, so this is this is gonna be way more fun than just I was thinking of just putting oops, I have sound on. Okay, putting in like a number or like a little bit of text or something, but no, this is way cooler. Alright, it's gonna be light orange. They're all gonna be light orange for starters, but whatever. So, whoops. Oh, I really gotta change that press and hold thing. It's really irksome. For some reason, if I press and hold, it thinks I want to use the eraser instead, but I tend to just press while I'm thinking, so that's not convenient. Also, I need a new nib for my tablet, but okay. Sorry, halfway through that circle, it became apparent how like not a circle it was compared to the perfect circle that we have around the outside. Which I don't know if it is literally a perfect circle, but it was made by a computer, so I assume it's pretty good in terms of circlage. Alright, so yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Alright, new decision. The bombs are going to be dynamite style bombs, not round bombs. Because I don't want my circles to have such an obvious comparison to the to that perfect circle around the outside. So, whoops. I guess that, yeah, we can close that, and then we can have like, I think that's what dynamite fuses look like. That is messy, but I mean these are just temps, so okay, we'll pretend that makes sense, and then so this is like the fuse, I guess, and it was a lit fuse. Wait, that's terrible. It's a lit fuse, also terrible. Terrible. There we go. It's a lit fuse. So these are our bombs, right? That's gonna, when that scales down, that's gonna look awful. Because they're gonna be so tiny. Alright, I should really just not just not even. So right, it's a fun idea. We got to draw some dynamite, but we're just gonna go instead and not do that. We're gonna instead just I don't know. So bomb. Let's write it bigger than that so it shows up more clearly. Bomb. Alright. Clearly this is not final art. Oh god, if I say that now and then it turns out to be final art, I'd be so sad. Alright, so we have our icon. Let's save out, we know what the others are there. Well, we have ideas for what the others could be. I actually don't want to have as many as I'm going to make. I'm hoping to cut one of the modifiers, at least one of the modifiers. Maybe not. Maybe 4 modifiers is good, but I might cut one of the 4 modifiers. So we'll make extra regardless. So icon underscore dash. .gif. Oh, it would have taken me forever to try and come up with an iconic representation for dash, so it's probably good that we're not doing that. Oh yeah, so then also let's just save off all the yeah. So okay, so I don't know what the third power is yet. It might be that whirlwind thing that we were talking about. It might be, I don't know what. Oh yeah, no, I remember why I didn't like the whirlwind. But anyways, we'll have something similar. We'll have a third power either way, regardless of what it is, or yeah, it'll be something. So now we have modifiers for strength. We have modifiers for strength, speed. We have modifiers for strength, speed, range, RNG, and we have range and multiplicity. Then I want potions. I don't know if they're going to be potions. I call them potions because, oh look, I have stripes on my face because of my blinds. Hey, whatever. I have stripes on my face. Yeah, so for potions, I don't know if they're going to be potions, because originally they were potions and you just put them on your hero, and maybe that will be how they go. Maybe you just put potions on your hero. Or like wherever you put potions, they always do the same thing. So they might not be potions, but I think I want there to be 2 of them. Like maybe one of them increases like speed and power, and the other one so they're temporary, so I forget if I said that. So like one of them temporarily increases speed and power, whereas the other temporarily increases multiplicity and range. I don't know, something like that. Or maybe like power and range and like speed and multiplicity or something. That one would be kind of fun, because like all the bombs. No, maybe, I don't know. Well, yeah, so I haven't said with there, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be 2 different kinds. So I'll just say pot 1 and pot 2 for now. Alright, and yeah, I will write things on these. I was just, it'll just go slightly quicker if we do it that way first. Alright, so we haven't done dash yet. Let's do dash. Right, brush size, good. Light orange. So, oops, whatever. Oh, we'll see. I used lowercase last time, I think. Dash. Alright, whatever. It doesn't have to be pretty. It does have to be slightly prettier than that, though, because that's just Uggs. Sorry. Dash. Alright, and then pav3, again, no clue what it is called, what it actually is, so it's just gonna get called pav3 for now. It's doing alright until the 3. Whatever, that's not gonna be good no matter what we do. Power 3, so then strength. S T R. That doesn't take on the term at all. S T R. Yep, this is the fun part. Kind of. Which one's this one? Speed? S P D. That's SPB. I don't enjoy penmanship. It's not my strength. I should probably just be drawing terrible icons, because my penmanship is equally terrible, but range, RNG, which I guess could be confusing, because a lot of people say RNG for random number generator, but anyone who's watched this stream knows that random.value is no stranger to me. Random.value gets called by name on quite a few occasions, and then multiplier. Stop changing my palette to black. Orange is where it's at. Okay, I can make it bigger. L T and then oh yeah, the pots. Pot 1, pot 2. Ugh. Orange, always orange. Orange for life. Pot 1. Look, we're almost done. Look how almost done we are. We're so almost done. Pot 2. Look at that. Oh, the icons. All of them. Every single one. Yay, thank goodness I had my tablet with me. I'm just going to disconnect this, put it away. Yeah, that's going to be a fun day, the day that I actually have to make like those icons for real. I think, well, I don't have my tablet here, but yesterday I showed off some of the concept art, and so the good news is there's not a high bar. Alright, so now let's for now let's just randomize the we have to put in some logic for how this, like, the buttons get selected when they're popping in. For now, let's we have to select these, do alpha from grayscale and apply that. Then we have to, I guess alpha is transparent, I guess. I mean, I could have done this at the same time. Alright, so yeah, now we have our little circular icon things. I mean, I guess I could have just, like, ditched the transparency for now, and then used a darker thing, but these are actually, like, legible enough that, you know, they're usable for testing purposes. So, let's get them where we need them to be, by which I mean accessible here. So what do we have? Texture. I don't know if I've worked with textures before. Texture, button icon, button icon, icons, equals new. How many did we make? Oh, right. Here we. Oh, this isn't true anymore. All these numbers are off by 1, I think. Yeah. So I'm just gonna touch this up real quick because we did keep the same order: bombs, dash, pow3, strength, speed, range, mult. But before I was planning on using index 0. I was like null, but whatever. Alright, so there. So it goes 0 bombs, 1 dash, 2 pow, 3 strength, etc., etc., etc. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is pot 1, and 8 is pot 2. It's entirely possible that, like, if the hero has something like a representation of health, that a lot of this will change, because, like, one of my favorite power-ups that I don't have is like vampirism, so that, like, the more, basically, like, the more you attack, the more your own health is recharged. Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I also missed cleave, and I never accounted for cleave, but actually range is gonna be cleave. So the hero's attack, when it gets bumped up in range, is going to not only reach farther, but it's also going to hit clumps of dudes, not just singular dudes. Actually, I should probably do that now. I mean, not now, but I mean, like, I should probably have it so that the hero's attack starts as, like, a small area of effect attack. And then the allies' attacks will probably stay as single target attacks. Actually, I mean, I'm planning on modeling the allies as just, like, smaller versions of the hero, so maybe they'll become area of effect attacks. It just won't be as obvious that their attacks are area of effect until you boost up their range a bit, because it'll be small, like half size of something that already starts small. But that is a tangent. What we were doing was counting how many textures we needed. New texture. What did we decide? 9? Oh, that's weird. 9's all over the place. Coincidentally, we have another 9 in our UI. The other 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When the bar is full at the top of the screen. But yeah. Did I make that public? No, I did not, did I? Public. Alright. These are textures, right? If you like textures. Yeah, texture type. Totally implies that it's a texture. Alright, so these are not in order, but are they in order? Oh, maybe they are. No, they're not. Okay. Just the first two coincidentally are. Okay, so 0 is bombs, 1 is dash, 2 is power 3, next comes strength, speed, range, multiplicity, pot 1, pot 2. Ta-da. Alright. Yeah. Save that. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. Again, I don't really work with textures. At least I haven't yet. So, new learningfulness. Okay, so yeah, for now we're just going to pick at random, I guess. I'm just going to do literally random just to, or like totally random just to see if this approach even works. Oops, I'm just moving the laptop around a little bit. Okay. And then, because there are actually rules, like, you're never going to get, once you get a bomb power-up, you're never going to get another bomb power-up, because once you use it, it'll be on your tray, and you'll have it forever. I assume. But do I want to... I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, the idea of like having a stock of those things seemed cool for a moment in my brain. Like literally, like, you know, you get a bombs tab and then it only has so many charges. That complicates the modifier system because I hate limited resources like that in games. So no, why would I do that? Everyone knows the most fun thing that you can do in this entire project, forever and all time, is just spam the dash button. Dash, 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 dash. Why would I ever want to limit how much dashing fun you can have? That'd be silly. Bombs, bombs, bombs. Bombs, 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 bombs. Alright, sorry. Avail buttons I is the button that we're creating in this section here. So let's look at its render, and then it's so I'm going to bob up and down because I'm standing on a small exercise device. I hope that's not too distracting. I haven't been exercising very much lately, which, if you've been following the stream, I say like every day because I haven't been exercising very much lately. Okay. Render dot material dot texture, main texture, set texture, I guess. That sounds right? Wait, why does it have a string? No, main texture. Yeah, let's just work with the main texture, I guess. I don't know. Okay, you're cool with that? Alright, so, well actually, before we set the, let's calculate a random type. So avail buttons, avail type I equals avail type I, right? Yeah. Right, slot SI, but avail type I. Indices equals random dot value time, or actually, okay, so it equals math f dot floor to int random dot value times times what? I guess I can just go with, I mean, for every type there's going to be a icon, so I could just go with button icons dot length, I guess. Seems like a funny way to do it, but whatever. I've done weirder things. Button icons dot length times we're doing times 0.999999f, just because random.value includes 1. It includes both 0 and 1, and we don't want 1 because it's improbable, but it could happen, and it's not what we want. Oh, I never went back to my other projects. Once I realized that random.value includes 1s, I never went back to my other projects and like buffered them for that. So if you're playing one of my other projects and at a random moment you get an out of range exception, I apologize. Sorry. But then yeah, let's set so now let's set the main texture to be button icons, and the button icon, particularly we want the button icon of a veil type I. So then it'll have a type, and it will have the appropriate corresponding button icon for that type. And let's see if that does things that we like, or if it just does weird things that we don't like. Hey, look at that. Oh, wow, look at those things. Totally things. Alright, we're going to use one of the strength ones. And look, the other one's shifted down. I wasn't lying. It's totally a thing that happens. The other one's shift down. So, look at that. Alright, now you can use up, you can use your icons, you can use your whatevers, and then you get different ones, and magic. Magic. Alright, so let's put in some logic. So, okay, yeah, we're literally picking randomly, but we have to put in some logic about how these are picked, actually. Now that I think about it, we have to do that. So yeah, I think the first 3 powers are going to come in at fixed intervals. So maybe the second power up or the second button you get is guaranteed to be bombs. So you get one modifier, or potentially a potion. Maybe we'll introduce potions later. Yeah, maybe it'll be the first power up you get is guaranteed to be a modifier. One of those 4. So then you can either put it on your hero immediately, or just hold on to it until you get your second button, which is guaranteed to be bombs. And yeah, let's do that, I guess. I don't know. It makes enough sense for now. I'm probably going to change quite how that works, but that's at least a foundation. So yeah, we need to keep track of buttons now that we care about how many buttons have spawned ever. So in button count equals 0 to start. So, oh yeah, I made this a bool, so I can make, so I guess, wait, yeah, I don't want button count to include button backstock, because if yeah, I only want it to be a count of how many buttons have legit spawned. So I'll call it button spawn count instead. Yeah, and so right, one of the things we did yesterday when setting up spawn button was to make it a bool. So we can say, actually no, I mean we can just we actually don't have to use that. We can just say right before return true, we can say spawn button spawn count increment up. We can also say So we were picking just a random value. You can say if button spawn count equals it's gonna be like pow spawn at count 0 for bomb. So pow. Okay, so yeah, now we need to introduce pow spawn at count, which is a weird name, but this is the count at which a power will spawn. So int or public int. I don't know if we're necessarily going with the system, like, you know, a fixed number until the ability spawn, but we might, and if we do, we'll want it to be like this. So what do we call it? Pow spawn at count equals new int 3. Hooray! So yeah, we'll have to set that somewhere because yeah, let's actually set that before we forget and get weird errors because of it. So, oh, we have weird errors already because I probably like just stopped in the middle of a thought. Right? Yeah, I tend to do that. So if that, then something will happen, and specifically that pertains to, what was this? I was saying the. So. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, so this will be the second one to spawn. This will be like, I don't know, the 7th one to spawn. Not 7th, like 5th. I want it to come in pretty soon. So you get one modifier, and then you get an ability. And then you get 2 more modifiers, and then you get an ability. Maybe 3 modifiers. We'll call this one 6. And then lastly, the alt will come. That can come later. That doesn't have to. That'll start out really powerfully, and it can show up at like 20-ish, I guess. And actually, I don't even know what the general rate of like influx of these things will be. So I might have to add in like a slight. Like add in another variable to scale these spawn at counts by the rate of spawn, because like if these are getting spawned like every second, then like I think we'll actually want to wait more than like 20 seconds to spawn the ultimate ability. But if they're coming in like once every like 3 seconds or something, then like, yeah, maybe at the 1 minute mark, maybe that's when you get your ultimate power. Ultimate power. So now, if button spawn count equals spawn at CT, actually, I guess we can say for int I equals 0, I less than pow spawn at count dot length I plus plus, then if it equals I, then break. Oh, not just break. Avail type I equals. Oh, I'm already using I. Yeah. So what? PI. I'm not using PI, right? No. Okay. PI So a veil type I equals huh. Well, no. I want this to be an else now that I think about it. So I could just say if a veil type I equals -1, but I think make it a case. Sorry. So yeah, actually we're gonna switch on button spawn count. Oh, and yeah, I also. Huh. Alright, so instead of changing the formula, I'm gonna change the values of spawn at count. I was gonna just do the formulas differently, but instead of 2, it's gonna say 1 because the count of spawn buttons will be 1 at the time that this one spawns. Or I could just change where the spawn count increments. No, it'll be 1 at the time this one spawns. It'll be 5 at the time this one spawns, and it'll be 19 at the time this one spawns. So yeah, let's just switch it up. So switch button spawn count. And then we will want braces, but instead of that we'll want, we'll want something like this, because we'll want case pow spawn at count 0, in which case a veil type I equals pow spawn at count equals 0. Yeah. And then we can break out of that, and then we'll have a case for the other two, which is slightly duplicative, but whatevs. Copy the whole thing. So have it for 1, and we'll have it for 2. Then we'll have a default case. So when it's none of those things, then that's when we do this, kind of. Except we have to change what this is also. And actually this is kind of okay, or this is getting close to okay, because all we have to, it doesn't, I don't know what potions are yet, so I'm not going to worry about what is their relative spawn rate compared to modifiers. I'll just pretend that they are different. Excuse me. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink caffeine. I yawn instead. That is my, if you ever see me yawning, just imagine me instead sipping coffee. That's how my brain stays awake. Fun fact, humans yawn in order to get a burst of cool air to the back of their throat, which cools their brainstem. Fun fact. I don't know if it's true. I just heard it somewhere. And sounded science-y enough that I was like, I can't disprove that. Right, so Right. Oh yeah, we have to. We don't want. Okay, so we do still want some randomness, but we don't want it to be like the entire length of button icon set length. We just want it to be the length minus 3. And that's because we don't want the first 3 values to return, and so we'll also add 3. So we'll never get 3 plus 3 plus. So now we'll never get 0, 1, or 2. We'll get 3, or we can get anything as high as low as 3 or as high as 8, I think, or whatever the maximum is, which I think is 8, right? Yeah, 8. So yeah, now if we fire it up, when it fills up, it should go like random bombs, random dash. Oop, except that we have errors. Oh, you can't switch on a variable? Fine. I don't want to switch on a variable anyways. I want to loop over them, but alright, so switches. Excuse me. Alright, so we're just going to do a manual switch. If button spawn count equals that, then stuff happens. Else, no, not location services. Else if button spawn count equals that, then that, else if it seems weird that switch can't just interpret to mean what I'm typing out here, because this is like, I'm basically just typing out a manual switch. That just seems weird to me. I don't know. Else. Maybe it just thinks that what I'm typing is stupid, and that's why it's not interpreting it as such. Alright, whatever. I think it's cool enough. Actually, we don't have to check all of them every time, because we can just say in pow spawn count equals 0, and then we can just say if if button spawn count pow spawn at count pow spawn, oh, this is the worst statement, pow spawn at count pow spawn count, then avail type equals pow spawn count. So if pow spawn count is less than 3 and button spawn count equals pow spawn at count, etc., and then increment pow spawn count. So if anyone didn't follow, we're now only checking the next power. We're not checking all 3 power spawn at counts every time. We're only checking the next pow spawn at count that we haven't hit yet. Which I guess is better than that weird switch would have been anyways, so yay. I wonder if it works. So speed, that's good. Bomb is number 2, strength, blah, blah, blah. Is that dash? Oh, that's not dash, is it? I feel like that should have been dash. Oh, but there's dash. Oh. Did I just do it wrong? Oh, 5? I feel like I was supposed to change that to 4. Or did I decide for it to be... Oh no, I decided to be at 6. Okay, so no, that was correct. I just forgot what correct was supposed to be. Okay, so yeah. So we get 1 random multiplier, then we get bombs, then we get 3 random modifiers, or potions, and then I'm just going to use up our modifiers, although this is not actually a valid... Oh, whoops. Oh, double whoops. That HPMP, or that square right there, is supposed to be like these circles. You're supposed to, for one thing, you're supposed to be able to drop stuff onto it. Oh, actually, there are rules about how to drop stuff onto it. Alright, so that's okay. That we haven't set it up yet. But the other thing we have to do is bump it into the background, kind of like the like these circling jiggers are. Right. So let's say let's do that real quick. Nope, none of these things. Why am I clicking on these things? Main camera, zoom, main camera, UI. Okay. Pump. For one thing, pump. Well, let's copy and paste you into main camera first, and then the original hub pump is going to go down to 0.4. No, it'll just go away. Alright, so I'll have left it at 1, but then it'll just go away. What did I leave these at? Oh, I did leave it at 0.4. But whatever. It's just going to go away. No, I'm going to put it down to 0.4. Alright. Final answer. Okay, so 0.4. 0.4. Oh, there's no... Alright, I'm also going to change its color temporarily, just so that we can use it to help position the other one when we drop it back to here. And also move it to here. There we go. I never actually did anything particularly scientific in terms of making sure the locations of these things make sense. I'll probably want to, right? Or just not. Or just not. Let's see how that looks though. Okay, yeah, so wait, let's revert. Oh. Forget how to... Alright, you're gonna die, sorry. But I will restore you. To your former glory. Well, sort of. 0.4. I don't know why I'm doing this particular part, but that part was completely unnecessary. So that's just gonna go away. But oh wait, nope. You can't be there. You have to be at your old post, which was 0. Wait, yeah, you go away for a second, so I can restore this guy to his former glory. 0. What? How 0? Yeah, you're actually... No, you're not important. You're not actually important. I remember why you're not important. So yeah, I really don't actually have a point in restoring this to its former glory. Whatever. I did it. It's done. It's over. You, let's make you a weird color for a minute, so that way we can see if you z-fight with these things, because we want you not to z-fight. Good, you're not z-fighting. Good jorb. Good jorb. Oh yeah, and we didn't scale you. 0.3? Oh, yeah, apparently that does make sense. Oh, before we scale you, we have to... Yep, and then, okay, so now you are 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Alright, good, everything works. Everything is awesome. So you know what would have been even easier than I think what I did here is something else. Ugh, yeah, and then I can be scientific about it. Alright. Alright, science. Create empty game object. This will be UIBG. It'll be in UI, and I will, oh yeah, I'll zero out its stuff, set all its stuff, right, and then I will do this, copy, paste, no, go inside there, yes, alright, quaternions, this is negative 2.8, and this is 0.4, just 0.4 quaternions. Alright, doesn't matter, it totally doesn't matter, but whatever. Alright, and then, right, so then what we were seeing with wait, what? Alright, one more thing. Copy you, paste you here, or you here, where? Here, main camera. Here, next to this stuff. I don't know, whatever. Oh, zoom. Alright, whatever. So I had been changing it from 1.55 to 1.73, so it's a difference of like 0.18. So let's change you by a difference of 0.18. 0.18. Oh yeah, let's make your contents visible too. That'll be helpful enough. Oh yeah, and let's make them scale as well. And then let's make... Wait a second. Why aren't you... Oh, right, I never... Okay. No, actually, so you guys are actually going to be... You're going to have the ring texture. Or... Wait, I guess we do the ring material. Why did that work? Huh. What else? Alright, yeah, you guys are going to have these textures. I apologize about all this science that's going on right now. It's not the most interesting science, but it serves an important purpose. Super important, I swear. Alright, so let's also what? Let's also... I guess we know that you're pointless. You're super... Oh. Yeah, you're super pointless, so we can color you in? No. I guess let's just give you the ring texture too for no particular reason. Why is that on top of you? And what is that on top of you? Did I do it to the wrong one? Oh, that's... Why is it on top of you? Because you're also offset into the background. Oh, because I sent you in the wrong direction. Are you supposed to be negative? No. No, you're supposed to be positive. You're just on top because you're a jerk, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. What's this one? Oh, I did that to the wrong thing, for one thing. So go back to, okay. I actually wanted you to be visible again. And then you aren't actually important. Or were you important? Wait, what's up? What is happening here? Was this supposed to be negative? No. No, that's right. Alright, well fortunately I'm getting rid of these things, so it doesn't super matter anyways, but oh, but yeah, you know what? Let's make you guys visible again for a minute. Let's make you full size again. Or like nearly full size, let's say 0.9. 0.9. And let's make you funny colored. And by you, I mean your clone. Because you're just going to get deactivated for a second. You get funny colored. Okay. Alright, here we go. Wait. Now what is that small square? What is that square about? That one? Oh. Alright, whatever. You all can just go away for now, I guess. I think that's fine. Okay. Yeah. You're fun for a while, but you're gone now. Alright, so now the fun part is getting it so that the, oh, sorry, I'm going to put my face close to the camera a lot. I'll try and put it off to the side so you don't have to see how gross my face is. Sorry. Alright, we gotta get these things lined up, and we can do it only by adjusting scale. So, 1.1, let's try. Nope, what just happened? 1.1 was way too much. Or, noticeably too much. So, 0.05, still too much. 0.04, closer, 0.03. It's like on the underside of closer, although that's actually really close. Let's try 1.03. 1.03. I feel like that's actually still slightly too much, so let's try 0.25. Actually, let's work with this value, because this one seems to show the discrepancy slightly more extremely than the other one does. So that looks like too little, so let's try 0.7. 0.27. That, I think we've arrived fairly concisely at a range at which it really doesn't matter anymore. It's close enough. And I'm confident in saying that it's close enough. Alright, so this was just there for temps purposes. This was, doesn't matter. We can, I guess, just for consistency, we can put these all back to 0.4, because that's what they're at before, and make sure that they are deactivated. Alright, so, yeah, now we have a, alright, that was all just to make sure that this didn't Z-fight, because previously, are you Z-fighting? You're not allowed to Z-fight? Why on earth would you Z-fight? Looks like it's Z-fighting. It doesn't even make any sense. Oh, no, it does make any sense. It does make any sense. Ugh. Right, that's why it wasn't parented there, because I don't know why... Okay, so for some reason, everything in UI gets slammed to 0Z value on... when the stupid thing starts. So it would make way more sense for UIVG to be parented to UI, but I don't feel like caring right now about why that stupid thing is happening. So, oh, it's probably, yeah, it's totally the script, which used to do that, I guess, for whatever reason, and then now let's make it not do that anymore. What say you? Uh, oh, that's why it was doing that. Oh no! So the thing that I set up is not going to work as much anymore. Now I'll just make it, instead of 0, it'll be c dot local position dot z. And then, I don't know, the rest of the script can continue working fine, I assume. I hope I assume. I forget what, that's about the mobile port, so that the UI scales with the weird screen dimensions on various mobile devices, specifically Android. Although I guess iOS now has weird screen sizes too. I guess. I think I forget if it's just bigger or if it's actually like weirdly narrow. I don't know. How's that? Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, speed, bombs. Alright, so now one thing that we don't have going on is that we don't have the persistence of, oh no, it's not far enough. Why is it not far enough? It used to be far enough. That's weird. It totally used to be far enough. Did something weird happen again? Or like... No? What is your depth? Yeah. Ugh. Come on. How about just work, maybe? Alright, that's not what we... Oh yeah, that's what we put you at after you get unparented. So... Oh, right, so we can leave a parented UI, for one thing. Oh, wait, what? What's happening now? Why did you move? Why are you moving? What does the script even do? So maybe it is important for that to be 0. Alright, so yeah, whatever. I'm not going to fight with that. I'm just going to leave that at 0, because it was a while ago that I set that up, and I don't remember exactly why it does exactly what it does. And I'm just going to do the dumb thing, which is to create a hierarchical game object that I can parent to UI, so, which will have a 0, which will have a 0 z value that I can, so this will be like UI BG thing. It'll also be UI BG because I really don't care right now. Alright, so that has a z value of 0. So good stuff, right? I wonder if it works on mobile devices now. Yeah, because like before, the idea is that the UI would scale down like that. Hey, look, it still works. Look at that. Look how great that is. Does it z fight though? Are you z fighting? I can't tell. I'm so small. Are you z fighting? Z fight? Oh, you're z fight. Well, you're not z fighting, but you're not z good. I don't know why that is. I know I'm annoyed by it. So let's say, alright, so let's double this. It was what, 1.8? So let's double it to, or it was 0.18, so let's double it to 0.36. And then we can double these to 54, 054. Does that work? It's pretty close. It still clips a little bit. I mean, there's not a reasonable scenario where a user actually drags the button down that far, but might as well support it anyways. Why is this circle so much bigger than those circles? Looks bigger to me. Which I guess doesn't super matter. Alright, so instead of multiplying it by 2, let's multiply it by 3. I don't remember what it was to begin with. So, okay, it was 18 to begin with. So, 54, this will be 54 instead, and then these will be 27 times 3, 21 plus 60, 81. Maybe. Let's see how that goes. These are full size. They're supposed to be full size. Anyways. Oh, okay, so science. Wonderful, wonderful science that doesn't Z-fight. Z-pacifist science. Alright. Alright. So now the thing we set up yesterday that was working fine yesterday is still working fine today. We have not gone backwards. In fact, we've gone forwards. And for the sake of science. So, let's smarten up the system even further. Let's say that actually, is this fine? I think this is fine, actually. Yeah, that's fine. What we have to smarten up is the meaning of dropping a button, because dropping a modifier on the hero square thing in the bottom left corner or on an ability means something. Dropping it on an empty spot means something else. Dropping a power on an empty spot means something else, and dropping a power on a filled power spot or on the hero. No, dropping a power on a filled power spot means dropping a power on a filled power spot or on the hero also means something. And actually, those two might mean something slightly different, but they mean roughly the same thing. So, yeah. So, well, now I just started thinking about what it actually means to drop one power onto another power, and I was then thinking about, like, oh, I wonder if you could, like, somehow combine the powers, but I don't even know what that means. Like, combining dash plus bomb, like, what does that mean? I do like games that do that, so maybe I'll figure out what it means to add bombs to dash or vice versa. But maybe there aren't. Maybe the power icons and maybe the power buttons and the ability buttons and or power buttons, I guess. Yeah, maybe the power buttons and the modifier buttons are the same thing. Maybe you get the bomb power by adding strength to an empty spot. And maybe you get the dash power by adding, like, speed or range to the empty spot. And then maybe you get the whatever the last power is by adding whatever the other thing is to the empty spot. Oh, one idea I had for... Well, no. No, wait, never mind. One idea that keeps popping into my head for the last power is, like, a frenzy mode where, like, where you just become, like, super powerful for a little while. But then I remember that's, like, basically what potions are. So we don't really need that to be a power. I was just thinking, like, like like the way you increase the explosiveness of your dash, like uh, the way the way you get those dudes to pop higher at the end is to increase your dash, or to increase the power of dash. And so if bombs represented power, then adding bombs to dash would have the same effect. I kind of like this idea just because of how much it simplifies the power-up system. But I haven't thought it through all the way because it literally just popped into my head. So it'd be weird to like move forward with it with like this half-baked idea. So maybe I should just work on something else while that idea percolates in my brain space. Because now I need to come up with excuse me. Because now I need to come up with like this whole grid of like what it means to apply powers to different things. And like now there's not even like 3 powers really. I mean there are. Yeah, I guess I could keep that. I guess I could keep that like that a power, like what a power does depends on what is like the primary component to it. So like if you so like you, in slot 0 you drop a power modifier or a bomb modifier. I don't know how it's represented. Those are now the same thing hypothetically. So you drop a POW bomb modifier onto that slot, and now when you press that button you get just a tiny area of burst around the hero, because it's just a bomb detonating. It's basically a bomb with like 0 distance to it. And now you stack a, I don't know what makes more sense for dash with regard to like speed or range. Like one of those, like let's call it like dash range. So you drop a dash range on your bomb POW or on your bomb strength, and now you can throw bombs at distance. Whereas if you took an empty slot and put a dash range on it, then you would have a dash with no oomph at the end. But then when you put the bomb strength on the dash, now you have a dash that has oomph at the end. But then, like, I don't know, it'd be a little weird if you put like so maybe the first thing you put down is what decides it. Decides like what is like the essence of the power, like whether it's a bomb power, like whether it's literally power 0 as we have set up in our power activation system, and then it just never changes. So like if you put down a bomb strength and then just stack dash range for days, it'll always stay a bomb strength. It'll be just a bomb strength with a further range to it. I kind of like this concept because again, then we're boiling it down to just like, well, I said I only wanted 3 modifier types, and so the third modifier, I still don't know what the third power archetype is, but I don't know, maybe this will inform that decision somewhat. Maybe if I want power, if I want power, I know I'm actually not 100% about power. I'm 100% about multiplicity because that one I find fun. But like between power, speed, and power, speed, and what was the other one? Range. I could cut one of those and be happy. I think I'd be happier if I cut one of those overall. Overall, I'd be happier. Zoom, 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 zoom. Sorry, well, I think I have to zoom. No, I don't have to. I just like to. Okay. So what if? Well, I mean, multiplicity doesn't make sense for bombs or for dash. So maybe it's something separate altogether. Maybe it's like. No, it'd be weird if there was one that couldn't start a power. If there was one that couldn't be the archetypal essence. So I guess the last power has to spawn from multiplicity. It has to start with multiplicity. Which is funny because the third power was originally like your little dude guy friends. So maybe that power is your dude guy friends again. And maybe if the hero doesn't have any health, then I don't even actually really have a reason to have this little icon here. And so maybe the multiplicity button makes the square. And it's just a square, or not, it doesn't literally have to be a square versus a circle, but basically like it makes a button that you don't have to press. Part of the reason I had three powers was for the sake of the pacing. Like I wanted a button that you could tap frequently. I wanted a button that you could tap intermittently, and a button that you could tap when as like a extreme measure. Only very relatively rarely. So what I think I'm going to, and just because I like to do so, I'm going to bump up the multiplicity of dash and watch this guy dash around. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. I'm going to increase the multiplicity of bombs as well. To 5 also. Alright, so maybe there are still 4, okay, so now maybe there are only 4 things. There are 4 things, like modifier, power, whatevers. The first 3 make these circle-y ability things, and they correspond to power, range, and speed. And the last one, the multiplicity one, makes an inert whatever. Like it's not a button, it's just like a thing. It's just like a constant state, and that state is like basically representative of your little dude friends, and also yourself. But I guess I don't know. I don't know how that works. Maybe you never really buff yourself. Maybe you just get passively stronger the more power-ups you use, regardless of how you use them. So, that kind of gets rid of, like, customization of the hero. But maybe that's good, actually, because I wasn't 100% about how customization would balance, how that manner of customization would balance. So, oh, so I'm just gonna check something real quick. I thought I had set up my Twitter thingy so that it would auto tweet when I fired up my feed, but that didn't seem to work. I'm just gonna see if it did work, and then I just did. Maybe. Yeah, all right, it did work, and I just missed it somehow, which is weird because I'm not following. I'm not following myself. I'm not following my other account. Now I'm following my account. Why does it append a number 231 to? Huh. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. Alright, yeah, because the tweet, yay! Okay, so, yeah. Okay, enough of that distraction. So, yeah. So what then? So what? Alright. I've gone far enough down this rabbit hole that I'm pretty sure we're now going to live in Rabbit Village. By which I mean, this is our new life. By which I mean, yeah, let's pivot. Let's start working towards this new system instead. So I guess it means that like, I feel like dash makes more sense for range than speed. Dash makes sense either for range or speed. Bombs are power. Dash is range or speed. And then so the other one is range or speed. So hypothetically, if dash is range, then what is speed? Speed is, so bombs make things blow up, as is bomb power makes things blow up. Dash range closes the gap, and speed I mean, it's supposed to be epic, right? This one's supposed to be like the ultimate. It's supposed to be the power to end all powers, which is ironic because if it's speed, it doesn't happen very often. It's speed, but it doesn't happen very often, and typically speed represents happening often. So I could go super literal with it and make it, oh, maybe potions don't make sense anymore, and maybe speed should just be like everything gets souped up, like, you know, instead of maybe speed should be like machine gun sort of thing, where instead of having to tap your buttons, they just happen. They just like, you just, like, basically, yeah, like maybe with speed, it's like a modifier where like it basically does this. So for some amount of time, you just like zoom 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 zoom, and then it runs out. It's like, and like, for example, if you right, so that's like what dash would do, and then with speed, I'll call it, I don't know what, like turbo speed and then like bombs the turbo speed, would just be like. So that's one idea. And like you could only use it relatively often, or you could only use it not very often, because it would basically just like destroy everything. Huh. I don't know. Bombs and dashing though is a little bit redundant, because if you're dashing around, things won't explode. You don't want those things around you to explode. You want them to stay caught on you, kind of. Huh. Why did a bunch of dudes not explode at the end? Maybe they did explode, but no, they didn't explode. Why did they not explode? So sometimes I feel like unproductive on days like today, where I'm not like literally doing anything. I'm kind of just like talking. And like when I'm not streaming, days like these, I'm basically just sitting there thinking and not actually accomplishing anything. But I don't know. I like systems like the one that might be the new power system. So why not do something that I like? Why not do something fun and enjoyable? So, prediction. Players aren't going to understand that they can mix and match. So that's going to be an important thing. Like maybe players will get a bomb power up. Oh yeah, so two things. Players might not understand they can mix and match, so they might just like stack all of their bomb strength power ups on top of the same ability, and have mega bombs, and I guess that's okay. I guess it's a valid playstyle, but it'd come out weird. So I'll have to really drive home that you can mix and match. Just really encourage. Like, I was thinking of making something so literal as like when you start dragging the powers, like it like draws like dotted lines like leading to the places you can drop it. Yeah, okay, so that's one thing. And then what was the other thing? The other thing is that, oh, yeah. What does it mean to, like, have, like, okay, so if you drop a bomb strength onto one of the slots at the bottom, and you now have a bomb ability, what happens if you drop a bomb strength onto a different empty slot? Do you now have two bomb abilities, or does it force you to stack those? I guess you could have multiple bomb abilities of just like a different augmentation. Like you could have two bomb abilities, and then you could bomb even faster, I guess, because you just press stuff. I guess you could have a whole row of bomb abilities. I don't know why you'd want that necessarily. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should support that as a strategy. Maybe there's a strategy wherein yeah, I think dash is range. Alright. So dash is range. Your army is multiplicity. Which is kind of weird in a way. Like conceptually it's a bit weird. Because like if you multiply, well, all right, there is going to be some conversion factor, because like whatever the bomb strength icon is, or whatever the strength icon is, all right, yeah, we'll still need. Maybe I'm coming full circle on this, and like, because like we'll want different icons for. We'll want different icons for the for like strength and bomb. Like once you add strength to an empty slot, you'll want it to be clear that you now have a bomb ability. Yeah, maybe as much as I like this idea, I shouldn't really bother trying to graft it onto this project. I should just stay with what we have so far. I guess I actually don't even need to decide that now. Because, like, I don't know. Yeah, conceptually the multiplicity thing is the one that like gets me, because I don't know, it seems weird that like the multiplicity thing would give you more dudes, but then if you add multiplicity to the other powers, like it doesn't the additional whatnot doesn't come from the dudes, it still comes from you. Like if you had like dude multiplicity to bombs, like the dudes don't start throwing bombs, like you just throw more bombs is all. Whoa. Alright, so I apparently need to increase the minimum dash radius, because I'm skipping dudes sometimes. Dash grab min radius, so it's, wow, I thought 7 was low, but I guess I'll just do like 0.6, I guess. I mean, it probably wouldn't even be so bad if the minimum radius were 0, but... Alright, brain. Power combinations. Yay or nay? Yeah, I guess I can just proceed in a way that's like just ever so slightly ambiguous as to which way we ultimately will want the power-up system to work. And it's not literally a halting factor right now. So let's say that. Say what? uh, what? Sorry. Right. So yeah, we were saying that now that we have the button spawning working better, let's get the button despawning to work better. Right. That was what we were talking about. That brought up that tangent. Sorry, stop making weird noises now. That was probably weird. So, okay, so, right, so this is the case wherein we were letting go of the mouse button. Sorry. So, yeah, we were just straight up destroying it. Just destroying everything. So, for one thing, let's move this all. Yeah, let's move this into an if within an if. Or let's move this criteria to a separate if within the greater if. So, if are these even the first criteria that we want to look at? If So actually, the destroy case. Actually, let's not call it destroy button time. Let's call it just like process button time. Process button time. And so, alright, so actually, yeah, this can stay outside of the clause. Actually, I'm going to put it at the bottom for no particular reason. It's just that's where I usually put stuff like that. So yeah, so sometimes we'll want to destroy a button. Specifically, it'll be the case where you dropped a modifier on a slot and that slot is not empty. Slots, you dropped a modifier on slots 0 through 3. So maybe the thing to take away from this tangent is just that you shouldn't have to drag powers from the top bar down to the bottom bar. Maybe that's the thing that I'm trying to get around more than anything. Well, I guess that's kind of a myth. Because, well, I mean, not really. Oh, I'm so tempted to simplify all of this. But maybe I don't have to. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. I mean, like, there's not a super ton to the game. So there's supposed to be a point at which, you know, you get to like make decisions, but I guess this level of complication doesn't really actually change the decision making process. It just changes how that information and how that system is presented to the user. So yeah, instead of making like tons of weird rules, I should probably just make this a lot simpler. So maybe I should go with that other system, not because maybe I should go with the unified whatever corresponding power up, etc. system, not because I like systems of that sort, but just because it is like a slight simplification of the way that system is presented to the users. Although I guess then potions are weird. But then again, potions have always been weird. Yeah, potions can just be weird. Potions can stay weird. And you know what? Maybe there's more potion types than just two. Maybe there's like potions always affect two abilities or two attributes like that modifiers effect. But then it can be any two, maybe. Some attributes are more powerful together than others. Like power and multiplicity is really powerful together. Power and speed is really powerful together. Speed and multiplicity is really powerful together. So anything not including... No, I guess those things in range are pretty powerful too, because range like speed and multiplicity increases the number of dudes that can get hit, and then power increases how many dudes get hit. And increasing the number of dudes tends to stack. So yeah, they're all pretty powerful together. So what have I really accomplished with all of this? Where have we landed? What's different now than it was like a short time ago? Specifically, what do we have to refactor before moving forwards? We'll just move forwards. Like you said, if we super want to change anything down the line, I mean, we now have like a better sense of like what are our possibilities, and like this system is like, the implementation of the system is a little complex, so it doesn't hurt to have like a strong concept of it as we're working on it. So what are some of these cases that I listed out earlier? So there's the case where there's a case where you just dropped an available thing in an invalid location. That's basically our else case. Let's change our destroy button CD, well, for one thing, to process button CD, and also take it down pretty low to like 0.05, I guess, because we really don't want it to ever happen that that the player has made a valid action that gets caught in the process button CD. The process button CD is just to get around the fact that Unity tells us twice the same GUI events that we only care about once. the events that are pretty much only actually happening once, but for some reason Unity says twice for whatever reason. Alright, so sorry, I'm just trying to get this at the right angle, comfortable angle. Alright, so yeah, there's the case. So yeah, this occurs in that else case that I hope never comes up. But let's also put it in the else case for pretty much everything, because this is what happens if literally nothing else happens. If no, like, oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't realize I put my hand so close to the camera. Personal space. I apologize. I just saw it happen on the feed that I'm watching on my other computer. Not watching, but like that I have on my other computer. Okay, cases for days. If avail buttons, slot avail, UI pressed, -4. Alright, so this is a confusing system. Confusing to wrap my brain around. Alright, so if UI at equals, alright, let's say if avail buttons, avail type greater than or equal to, it's greater than or equal to 3. So if we're dealing with a modifier or a potion, and UI at equals 3, or so either has UI at either has to equal 3, or UI at has to be less than or equal to 0 and or greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to, and POW slot. What was the other thing involving slots and POWs? And what's your problem? Maybe you just don't like that we're typing stuff. Yeah, so what's the thing with slots and POWs? Slot POW. Refers, I think, is what this meant to say. Just an index of POW buttons. Yeah, look at all that text. Red text. How about it? Okay, so so then slot POW not equals -1. So this is the case wherein someone dragged a modifier onto a valid power-up thingy, a valid modifiable thing, validly modifiable thing, Um, so in that case, we will destroy the button. And actually, I guess the 3 case and the other case is pretty distinct. Those are pretty different cases. So let's actually separate those in their own nested if blocks. So if ui at equals 3, then something else if, yeah, a different thing, and then else as ever. I guess we don't actually need that one there. So yeah, this can go here. It'll also have to go, it'll also be like if true, not literally true, but that'll change. Else. Because this, so this is the case if the available type is a modifier, but if it's a power, assuming we use that system, then we'll have to do other things. But if you don't take a valid action with a power, then you'll want it to go back to where it started from. All right, this doesn't go here. This goes. This is the case that, well, it goes both of these places. But the thing that the differentiating factor is that if you drop these things on the hero HPMP, HPMP is a really weird name for it. I don't know, the hero block, I guess. Then the values get changed differently. If you drop it on one of the powers, they all get processed pretty the same because all of their attributes are kept in like little arrays together. So let's do that one first, actually, because it's slightly more consistent, I guess. So case switching it up, switching on not UI at avail type. Avail type. Avail type what? Slot avail UI press -4 maybe? Is that? Oh, right. Wait. UI press -4. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Slot of. Wait. I should probably make it easier to remember how this logic works, because one of them involves a scan and the other one does not. So wait, let's leave this in a state that we can leave it like this, for example. And actually, before we go any further, let's just make sure that we haven't messed anything up. Because if we mess anything up this early, then it'll be a veil type. Oh, yeah. Well, alright, so I guess